Adulting is not a scam. Adulting, guys, adulting is not a scam. We keep on saying adulting is a scam. No. The only scam is the lack of preparation. The only scam is the lack of planning. The only scam is the lack of guidance. But adulting is not a scam. Bruh, you're supposed to go through experiences and learning from them. Don't enter into an experience and like you're expecting the moment you've reached 18 you are regarded as an adult, and going forward you're supposed to do things as an adult. Bruh, growing up you haven't been guided to what it means to be an adult. You just went to school, meaning the only thing you know is to be an employee. That's all you know. The only experience you have till you reach maybe campus, the only experience you have is to be an employee. You don't have an experience, you don't have emotional awareness to handle another person. Bro, you don't even understand what love is. It is just something you are assuming this is what love, based on the exposure we've been given, based on the movies, but we don't understand what that is. Bro, some of us didn't go through the rite of passage whereby you were integrated from being a boy to a man. So you can't come and say, hey, you know what, adulting is a scam, just because you made a decision out of unpreparedness. You made a decision out of lack of awareness. You made a decision out of lack of guidance. And you're not being guided so that you can avoid mistakes. You're being guided so that you can know what to do once you've done a mistake, because you're not going to avoid mistakes. So now we are being made to feel like the moment you reach 18, you're not supposed to be making mistakes. Bro, that's the right time you're supposed to be making mistakes. Because by 18, according to the law, you are now should be independent. You are now a full grown man. According to the law, you are now an adult. But it doesn't mean now that because you're an adult, you now can comprehend adult decision making. Bro, you've grown all along, being raised in school. Your parents, maybe they were not there, or maybe they were there, and if they were there, they were not emotionally mature to prepare you to this world, other than telling you, hey, you need to go to school, you make sure you graduate. Most of the careers we are doing, we are learning as we are growing, and then we are being told that is what being an adult is. No, that is not what being an adult is. Being an adult is when now you've gone through these experiences and you've learned through the experiences and become better than the version of you who decided to go through these experiences. Meaning by the time you reach 18 and you're independent, now you are allowed to make mistakes, bro. There's nothing wrong with making mistakes. By the time you reach 18, you're not supposed to marry. Or when you're done with campus, you're not supposed to marry. Do you know what it means to marry? All you know is to become an employee. You can't compare the generation right now and the generation of our parents. The generation of our parents, the environment, the society supported that system. Bro, our parents, by the time they were going to marry, it involved the entire community. But you, by the time you're going to marry, it's just you and that girl, bro. You people met online. And then now, right now, there's a lot of individualism. There's no community. Now, if you get a child, this child belongs to the community. No, that child is yours. Then your parents tell you, you learn as you go. You learn as you go. Bro, you are entering a prison just because you're being told you learn as you go. If you haven't even you haven't become aware of yourself, how are you going to be aware of someone else's child? What about your own child? You yourself, you're still a child. You're out here trying to find yourself. You're just from school. You're out here just trying to find yourself. How are you going to take care of another child? So adulting is not a scam. It's the lack of preparation that is a scam. It's the lack of planning that is a scam. It's the lack of guidance that is a scam. So you're being prepared to fail. Then once you fail, you're being told, hey, in our days, we never used to do this. We used to persevere. But what they are not considering is in their days they had a rite of passage whereby they were integrated from boyhood to manhood, from a girl to a woman. And then in their days, it was all a community thing. A child was a child of the community. Bro, right now, you give birth to a child, that's your child. You and your family, and some Sazengine, considering all these traumas we are now experiencing, even your family isn't there for you. They are telling you made a bad decision, now that's on you. You can't say we are adults and then we are making decisions whereby we are having more single mothers than functional relationships. We are having more deadbeats that, imagine you're going to fuck a woman, and then when she gets pregnant is when you remember you're not ready for that responsibility. How do you say that is being an adult? Once you've realized you're not ready for that responsibility, when you go home, you're being forced, that's what you have to do because you did that. Now take responsibility. Taking what responsibility? From where? You don't even know how to be a man yourself. You don't even know how to be a mom. You're still dealing with that kind of employee that you've been raised to be. So guys, adulting is not a scam. It is the lack of plan. It is the lack of guidance. That is what is a scam. It is this coping a system that doesn't work for us. The current system right now, we need to come up with our own system. Bro, making a mistake is not a problem. It is repeating a mistake that is a problem. Bro, right now, from 18 years, when you're independent, you are now supposed to make mistakes so that you can figure yourself out. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't stay there and expect something to happen in a perfect way. Don't come up with a template that used to work then and you expect that template to work right now. Then you become bitter, you thinking you're doing everything right, but the other person isn't doing shit. But no, both of you don't know shit. Both of you are just navigating on what you've seen on movies or what you've seen on your parents. Now, if we go to the ground, what you've seen in your parents, is that healthy right now? Can you replicate that? When our parents were doing whatever they were doing, family was very important. You know, community was very important. Is that the same thing right now? There is nothing wrong with you being 30, not having children, and not being in a relationship. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you being 40, not being in a relationship, and not having children. There's everything wrong with you being even 30, 20, name the age. There's everything wrong with you being any age and not knowing that you're not ready to have children. Then now you want to pour all your traumas on these children. Now it's transferring your generational trauma because you feel that is very okay. So guys, there's no scam in adulting. There's a scam in being unplanned. There's a scam in fearing to experience life because you want it to be a certain standard. Bro, experience life so that you can create your own identity. Then from your own identity, you can decide, hey, now as an adult, am I ready to bring another woman in my life? Am I ready to raise children? Both sides. If you're a woman, are you ready to bring another man in your life? Are you ready to give birth and raise children, to nurture? But if you're not ready for all these things, you're expecting that these things will happen when you give birth, or you learn along the way. Bro, you'll remain in a prison and a cycle that keeps on. Every generation just happens. Where you want to advise your kids. Instead of you preparing them when they are kids, you start preparing them as they grow up. Help them, guide them. That, these things might happen, but when it happens, this is how you're supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do. Guys, don't rush to be an adult. Experience being an adult. Don't rush, man. Experience every moment. Every moment. You'll rush to be an adult at 20, then now you become a child at 40 because now you remember, oh, I didn't live my life. Oh, I had to raise kids. Fuck that shit, bro. Experience being an adult.